Hey, here are 3 guaranteed sources for getting a business loan. These are promises. I've done this myself. I promise that these work.
As entrepreneurs and business owners, we know that if we have a clear plan, anything becomes possible. And if you can have a clear plan, a clear process to create that plan, and a way to create clarity with your partner or spouse, you can drive to amazing heights.
All right, so when we think about ways that you're gonna get funding, well, first off, let me help you understand. I started my first of 16 companies when I was 19. I have done these as examples. So I'm going to talk you through exactly what you do and how you do it so that you can get these alternative forms of funding. The biggest thing when you're doing this is to think about how can you make this a total no-brainer for whoever has the money. People are typically nervous about lending money because it's like, well, am I going to get it back? So the more you can remove the fear, the easier it's going to be for them. So the 3 ways to do this, just keep them in mind. How can you make it a no-brainer? So the first one is how can you actually go out and get a contract that says that this happens to be in my wheelhouse, this is my skill set, and these people want my product or service. If you can go up to somebody, go up to a potential banker or some sort of private lending source, and you say, look, in this hand, I have a piece of paper that says this is a company that wants my product or service at this price, and I can deliver that product or service, and I know I can deliver it at this price. I need a little bit of money to get me over the hump for that piece. Now, this could be anything as basic as a lawn care service that says I need the equipment to go out and buy the equipment or to go out and cut grass, all the way to I have actually physically done this, literally, with multi-million-dollar real estate investments where I knew that I had control of the property. Didn't cost me anything, but I was able to take control of the property. I had a full pro forma that said the value of the property would be this at a certain point, and I took it to the bank and said I could buy it for this. It's going to cost me this much to develop it, and when it's done, it's worth millions more. Will you, Miss Banker, loan me the money? And they said, yeah, they would. So in that particular case, it was an area that I was able to do a multi-million-dollar project with virtually no money down. I had to put the earnest money down, it's like 10 grand, but not much to start with. So that's number one, is how can you figure out that you have contracts and contractual ways that says, yeah, I'm willing to give you that product or service. I'll pay you for it if you can deliver it at this price. And it's something you can do. It makes it easy. It makes it a lot easier when you're gonna go. Now, the second one is how can you sometimes find those right people and maybe you give them a deal in advance to where the funding actually becomes by whoever you're working with, product or supplier. And this is where you go into them and say, hey, look, I understand you want me to deliver this product or service. I need to get started. I need 20% advance to get it going. And once I have that, then I'll be able to buy the equipment or whatever it is you need. And they say, well, I don't know that we're willing to do the whole thing, but tell you what, if you give us 20% discount, we'll give you 20% off right off the bat on top of that. And that way it helps you get started. But it's a way of actually using your potential customer as a resource for your funding. And it's a way that you can get a loan from your customer and themselves, and they'll give you a better deal. And I have seen this over and over and over and over, especially when it comes to the service-based businesses in the professional B2B or in some cases B2C world. But a lot of times in the B2B world, people are cool with it. All right, now the third guaranteed promised way that I've seen this happen over and over is to actually go out and subcontract with people. So in my book, The Aspiring Solopreneur, and in our courses, we talk about how you go out and vet your idea and make sure that the whole idea is a no-brainer. But it's the kind of thing that if you can go up and you find somebody else who's already doing what you plan on doing, maybe they do it for bigger companies, or maybe they do it for smaller companies, or maybe they do it for different companies, but you could go in and say, look, do you have people that come in and are looking for help with this? And like, yeah, but they're small, we don't really like dicking around with those. I've seen that a lot. And we're like, tell you what, why don't you let me do those? And you take 20% off the top. Help me get it started, help me fund it. But then once they do that, they actually end up acting as the loan for you, and they'll be the lender in that particular case. So each one of these cases, though, you're actually working with somebody who has a vested outcome in what you're providing, the product or service. You've made it a no-brainer, so it's really easy for them. And everybody, it's genuinely a win-win. So with this, I appreciate you sticking with me. We've got an entire course on this, and it's associated with the best-selling book, The Aspiring Solopreneur. We'll put my email in the bottom here. And if you happen to be one of the first 5 people to reach out to me, tell you what, I'll give you the course on me. All I'm going to ask for in exchange is for you to give a good testimonial or review that you liked the course, there was good value, and hopefully you'll refer it on to some other people. But hopefully you found some value with this. Please like, subscribe, check out some of the other videos, and always feel free to share. If you've got questions, reach out. Keep smiling.